This is a How Is He podcast with Podge and Poppa, proudly sponsored by Ampifi. Power up your podcast. Let's kick it off.
Double submarine tonight, Podge.
Yeah, before we start, this episode is sponsored by Carlow Estimating, the main contractors, subcontractors for your go-to construction estimating and tendering. Visit carlowsestimating.ie to learn more. And more importantly, Poppa, it's a Carlow company that service
Support local.
Ireland, UK and Europe. Get out and support them and help them. They will help you with all your needs. From that lane, and welcome to episode 68 of the How Is He podcast. Joined as always by my co-host Podge Poppa in the Ampifi Studio right here in the heart of Carlow Town. We have a man with us today who has 8 European Tour wins, 6 Irish PGA Tour wins, and is a 4-time Order of Merit winner. And he's currently the pro in Carlow Golf course. Possibly your biggest guest, Poppa.
Oh, no doubt about it, yeah. Yeah, he's without a shadow of a doubt.
You're really excited for this one.
No, it's strap in golf fans, yeah. Yeah, there's great stories going to come.
Damien McGrane. Damien, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks very much. It's nice to be here.
Thanks so much for coming on. I done a lot of this. We've had big names on before, right? And there's no doubt you're up there. No doubt about it. And I've done a bit of research and like you're all over the internet. Like Damien McGrane stories and anecdotes, and I was like, this man is something else. So we'll get into them in a minute, but we do have a couple of questions and that for you. We like to start with guests. We kind of like to start at the beginning. So give us your first memory of golf and getting into it. And
when you prompted me on the question, and the other day I was trying to think about it. I remember when I was a young boy, I was playing pitch and putt in my hometown of Kells, County Meath, and my uncle Billy brought me in a red Renault 18. Now, old of us, we're old enough to remember them. So anyway, we went to Portmarnock Golf Club, and I was only a chap, maybe 14, 15. But back in the 80s, that was young to start. That was the age you started playing golf. I remember we parked on the left-hand side, which is now for the corporate hospitality is, because back then there was 2 practice grounds, one to the left, one to the right of the main driveway up. Parked on the left-hand side, got out of the car. There was an enormous crowd, and I was only a chap, so I was able to look basically between everybody's hips and look out through. And I saw Seve Ballesteros, first shot I ever saw. He hit a putt from the centre of the green. It was a slight turn on it, left to right. The ball rolled down, horseshoed out of the hole, and the whole gallery just went erupted. And Seve dropped to his knees like this. Oh my God.
He was an emotional character, wasn't he?
And that was the first shot I ever saw.
Wow.
Of real golf.
right.
Remember, I was scrubbing, thinking I was a good scrubber. And I was surrounded by scrubbers telling me how good they were at scrubbing. And all of a sudden, here I was. Went to the Irish Open, first shot, 20-foot putt, horseshoed out. And Podge, I decided that's where I wanted to be.
Was that it?
That was it. First shot. I decided, I want to do that. I want to stand in front of these people. I want to hit that putt. And I want them to clap for me. Right there, right then, I knew straight away that's what I wanted to do.
Was it?
There you go.
Was it a feeling then? Was a feeling? Was it?
He could. I was trying to develop as a golfer, but I'd never witnessed anything historic or great or epic. If I was in GA, I can switch on and go to Crow Park anytime and see it.
Yeah.
But as a golfer back then, you had the Irish Open was on the TV.
Yeah.
You had the British Open on the TV.
Yeah.
You had the Masters on the TV, back 9 only.
Back 9 only, yeah.
Yeah, and here we are now. So that was my first experience, and I walked around Portmarnock that day, and I managed to see Bernard Langer and Philip Walton and Christy O'Connor Jr. But the first shot I ever saw, Seve Ballesteros hitting that putt, horseshoe out. It was an incredible moment for a young man who loved the sport, was very, very gullible, and all of a sudden I saw real golf played by a real celebrity. And it was just, and because he was a foreigner, to me, like back in the 80s, there was no foreigners as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here's this man, and he has got charisma. All the women clapping, screaming for him.
Yeah.
The men clapping to want his ability.
Yeah.
And it was just superstardom right there, right then. You know what I mean? It's like going up to the RDS and seeing Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
He's just a superstar standing there. That straight away I knew what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be. And I believed, and I believed in myself. I believed that I could get from where I was to where they were. I believed in myself, and it might have taken me 30 years, Podge. Or no, not 30, 20. So it did take me 20 years, but eventually I was there playing alongside them. Just like that. And the ironic thing now is, if you actually look, this is slightly pathetic. If you look at the all-time money winners list in Europe, all-time money winners list, my name is in front of Seve Ballesteros.
How accurate are them lists? Are they accurate, yeah?
Yeah, but every week my winnings are legit.
Yeah.
Seve's winnings were legit. Now Seve won his money in the 80s.
Yeah, gotcha.
Whereas I won them in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but you understand, like, that's how ironic it is now.
Yeah.
In the all-time monies list.
What are you feeling when you're reading that? Like, obviously, it's clear he's your idol, right? In golf, Seve.
No, he was influential, but he was influential to us all, Podge.
Yeah.
Because he was European. He'd everything that, say, Tiger Woods had 20 years later. Seve had that in abundance back in the day. And then before him, it might have been Arnold Palmer or Sam Snead or Nicklaus.
Yeah.
There's all these different things. So all I'm saying is that you asked me a question, and that was a period in my life where that was my first experience of real golf. And it gave me the ambition, it gave me the desire and the want, just like you have with dealing with your players when you're training them. You'd love to have all your players on the field with the same desire that you have.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they had the same desire you have, the team would be better.
Yeah.
But, you're dealing with individuals. But that's my memory being a kid.
Very vivid, Demi. Where you parked the car, you were the cutter of the car.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And then...
He would have been the superstar in the field, though, Damien.
Oh, yeah, he would have been, yeah. But remember, I got out of the car, right, as a kid playing pitch and putt. My uncle drove me up, and we got out of the car, and there's a big gallery, which is 17 green, right on beside the car park.
Yeah.
Big gallery, and I'm looking through the gallery to see who is it?
Yeah.
And there, the first shot I see is Seve hitting that putt. And, right now, and I don't think of stuff like that very often. It's only when you sent me the question and I sit back and I go, God, wonder what that was. All of a sudden, bang, there's a memory and it's real.
Yeah.
And, in 15 years later, I was a trainee professional in Portmarnock, doing my apprenticeship there. So the same practice ground, I used to toddle around it every day. Golf course was the same.
What handicap did you have to get to them days to be a pro? You had to get to a certain level, didn't you?
Well, in order to do the apprenticeship as a PGA pro, like there's a lot of PGA pros in the area here, you had to be 4 to start the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
But it was nothing to do with that, Podge and Poppa. It was nothing to do with that. I'm only talking about golf and the game and my fascination with the game. Because what happened was, my fascination with the game was able to carry me further than all my colleagues. Now, all my colleagues loved the game, but whatever it was with me, my fascination of the game brought me further. They all got to a certain level, and then it just panned out for them.
Do you think that's something that to succeed in the game, you need that kind of fascination? And...
You do, because anybody who's brilliant at anything in their lives, they have to have something that separates them from the rest. Like, if you're a brilliant mechanic, you have to have something in your back of your mind that separates you from the next mechanic. Because remember, golf pros, especially in County Carlow, they're 2 a penny.
Yeah.
But I had something different, and I always acknowledged that I had something different. But the guys I played with also were unique in their own field. So I'd be playing with guys, and I'd be looking at them saying to myself, geez, your man's a great golfer. Because I would always see the people I play with as great players.
Yeah.
And they would often comment to me, Damien, you're a really, really good golfer. And I'd be going, you stop, will you? What are you talking about? Because I'd never see it in myself. But when I was playing with guys on the tour and they'd comment to me, well done, Damien, you're a really good player, I never saw it. And possibly if I was more like Tyrrell Hatton sees himself as the best player in the world.
Yeah.
I didn't see that in myself.
He genuinely does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And that's why the likes of, say, when you say Shane Lowry is going well in the majors, he believes he's one of the best players in the world, and he believes he should win. When the fellas I played with said that to me, that gave me a great lift. I used to play when I used to go to South Africa with a great player called Charles Schwartzel. And Charles is a really, really good player. So when I'd see him playing with him in the draw, I'd be delighted, saying to myself, oh, this fella's a real good player.
Yeah.
And then he'd say to me, Damien, you are the best putter I have ever played with. And I go, Charles, would you ever... And he go, no man, you are the best. I said, Charles, what is wrong with you? But the fact is, he could see something in me.
Yeah.
I would take it on board because I'd appreciated the fact that he said it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I couldn't see that in me. And he could see it in me. But yet, he went on to win majors because he
Won a
believed.
Masters, right, didn't he?
He believed in himself. And the best players in the world, when they're in that situation, they're able to finish it. They're able to close it out, and they're able to grab the big ones. So those players had the X factor, and that's different. It's easy to be a brilliant player and get to Croke Park, but it's different to be man of the match in Croke Park.
Yeah,
that's different gravy. So I was one of the fellas who could get to Croke Park, and I'm not talking my career down, because I done very well and golf was very good to me. But I was one of those journeyman. I wouldn't take offence to being called a journeyman because I was able to get there. I was able to sustain my lifestyle. I was able to survive year in, year out. But I wasn't a major winner.
Could you have been, Damien?
I don't have the makeup. I don't have
Explain that.
I don't. Well, you see, there's people who are crazy enough that they actually think that they can beat all the best players in the world.
Gotcha.
And it's a certain type of insanity.
Yeah.
And if you look at the players in the world who are really, really great players, they are a bit crazy.
Yeah.
They're not normal people. They are. See, they have to have some sort of a, I won't say a disorder, but they have to have something different, and they do have something different. One of my colleagues who played on the tour a long time was a fellow called Michael Hoey. And Michael Hoey was a prolific winner on the tour, won big tournaments. And when he won the big tournaments, and Michael's a friend of mine, when he won the big tournaments, he didn't even know what was going on.
Did he not?
He didn't know what was going on. Didn't know. And then he'd miss 20 cuts in a row, and then he'd win another tournament. Because whatever way his brain was fixed, when he was on, he was so on.
He wasn't here.
He was unplayable.
But he didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And every other week, I don't like water. Do you want a cup of coffee? Yeah, I'll have coffee. Give him coffee. He goes, no, I don't drink coffee. And just every other week, he was just all over the place. And every so often, he was super hot. And he wasn't normal. That wasn't normal. That his whole mentality. So people who win big tournaments, like the pressure's incredible. And to go out there and to be immune to the pressure.
Yeah.
Walk around for 5 hours, do everything right on the world's toughest golf courses, and walk away with the trophy is incredible. It's incredible.
Do you think is it the prize or is it the actual winning of the trophy that I was worried about? Like, do you know the way you say you win a tournament? That's me made for 2 years now. I'm stress free for 2 years. You're on the tour, but is it a check people look after, or just that's a bonus? I'm going to win it. Do you know? It's about the trophy, is it?
I
or are
think
people obsessed, or do they get nervous because of the amount of money involved?
I had a good friend from Sweden called Nicholas Fast, and Nicholas is a lovely man, and his wife Maria. Nicholas only wanted to win the tournaments, and Nicholas won an awful lot of money, but he only wanted to win tournaments. So I'd be talking to him, going, "Well, Nicholas, how's things? Are you packing it up?" "No, Damien, I love golf." Seriously though, like, why? "No," he says, "Damien, I love golf. That's all I want to do is play golf." "But like, what, would you not take 6 months off and 6 months on or do something?" No, I want to play golf every day. So some people, we're all wired slightly different. So some people want to win trophies. Some people want to win money. Some people want to do well. Some people want to do well for their parents or their father who pushed them into it, or thinks, oh, my son is going to be my pension fund. There's many, many different reasons.
Mm.
But the golf is the easiest part of the game, because when you go out to play golf, you're on your own. You're in charge of your own destiny. It's you and the caddy. With a bit of luck, the caddy will give you good information. And all you have to do then is just play. Because remember that golf is your mojo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you says to me, there's a hurl, Damien, will you just poke a few balls up there? I'd be useless. But I know I'd be useless.
Yeah.
But when you give me a golf club, all of a sudden I'm not under any pressure, because I know I'm in my comfort zone. I've self-belief. So the golf bit is the easy bit. So when people ask me, it must have been very tough playing on the tour, I always say, well, what's tough? Packing the suitcase, unpacking it, bringing it to dry cleaners. Like, what's the tough bit? Because when you're on the tour, everything is looked after. You have transport, you have food, you have hotel, you have golf balls, you have clubs, you have hats. You're playing for an awful lot of money. Because you're playing in front of the TV cameras, your sponsors are giving you plenty of money.
For sure.
So the money is not the issue, and everything is laid on. The only thing is you have to go and play the golf. The reason I say the golf is easy enough is because I've given you a couple of examples. I'm out playing golf with people I consider to be great golfers.
Yeah.
So when you're playing along with a great golfer, chances are you're going to play okay yourself. It's never ever happens that you play with a great golfer and you turn up and you play like your granny up the end of the road. That doesn't really happen.
At that level.
It doesn't happen, because what happens is you're a little bit more focused, you're a little bit sharper. If you're playing with a great player and somebody you know and respect, chances are you'll play well yourself. And that's what I've found through my career. So the golf side of it's the easy bit.
That's so interesting to hear that. Is the golf. So what's the hard bit then?
The hard bit is my daughter Gemma was born on the 21st of May. So May is the long bank holiday weekend.
Yeah.
So I missed her birthday for 20 years in a row.
Oh.
Now, that's nothing to be proud of. That's hard.
Yeah, I guess.
That's hard. Sitting here now, that's still hard. So, you know, that to me is a sting.
Do you try and chase that and try and make up for it then?
Jesus, that's some question.
Do you know what I'm saying though? Like, does the guilt drive you to try and...
No, I can't, because what's done.
What do you do with 20 years of presidency? You don't do that either.
But I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I wasn't there because I'm a professional golfer, pack me bags, I head off. The biggest tournament in Europe outside the Open is the PGA in Wentworth. And I played in that for 20 years in a row, 25 years maybe in a row. And I missed her birthday every year for 20 of them. So, you know, to me, like that's a fairly emotional thing. I'm not happy about it because it was a big tournament, and because I was selfish, because I was self-centered, I put myself first and I went and played the golf.
But surely you have to.
Well, if I found a reason to miss every stag party, every first communion, every confirmation, every wedding, all of a sudden I'd be missing 50% of the tournaments. So would you, Podge.
Yeah.
You'd miss 50% of the tournaments every year.
Yeah.
Then I'd be doing here and you'd say to me, your career was very short. Did you not think you should have played more?
Yeah, I get you.
So there's every so often you have to put it first. And because I was in an industry, I had a 1-year contract. So every year I had to earn my playing rights for the following year.
Yeah.
So I had a 1-year contract. If I had one bad year, I'd be demoted and I'd have to work maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 years to get back up.
Yeah.
So my 1-year contract always had to be fulfilled. So that's what I had to do first and foremost.
And that isn't monetary. Like, you're not, like, that's just because it's your job and you have to go to these places. Do you understand me? That's not you chasing like fame, success. Not that there was a portion of you that wasn't craving that, but you're doing that because, go back to that Portrush, this is what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? And these are the small little sacrifices that you had to make, probably. You understand me?
Yeah, but in sport, you have your window of opportunity, and I had my window of opportunity. 2008, I won that year, and I played with Tiger that year, and I was beaten in a playoff that year. And 2008 was my big year, we'll say. So, you have to be focused. You have to put it first. You have to do the best you can, because at some point you will be demoted.
Yeah.
And then you have to go on with something else in your life. But I also have to be fair to myself and true to myself.
Yeah.
And my management and my friends and my family. And remember, Podge, in my hometown, I'm the luckiest fella in the town.
Yeah.
All my friends are going, there's your man McGrane.
Yeah.
Like one day I was in the car park in the golf club in Kells, and one member
There's
says,
your man McGrane.
one member says to me, Damien, I want to congratulate you. It's incredible. And I said, yeah, it's good, all right. Yeah, you're right, it is good. He says, Damien, it's like me winning the lottery every week, what you do. Because I'm winning a check.
That's a fair statement.
No, he was dead on, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you have a normal job and you're 5 days a week and you get paid, this guy's looking at what I'm winning some weeks and he's going, the only chance I have of getting myself that type of brass is the national lottery. And he's been fair and he's been honest, and I have to appreciate what he's saying. And then I can't be disrespectful.
Of course.
Or, even to my own career, I can't be disrespectful, because these fellas believe I'm the luckiest fella in town.
Mm. Yeah. But I don't, when he says that the lottery thing, like, I don't actually know if that's him winning the jackpot. I just think it's the lottery of life. Like, he's probably thinking, this lad has won the lottery of life.
Yeah, he's playing a game he loves for
playing a game he loves. He's travelling Europe.
Yeah.
Like, no one sees the negatives on it. Do you know what actually just struck me there as well? Just go to 2008. We won't talk about when you're hot property, Damien. When you're hot property and you're on top of your game, is there a big difference between when you're on the rise? Like, is everyone wants a piece of you, sponsors, deals, all this crack, compared to when you're starting and you're just getting on the tour and you're trying hard? I'd say there's some difference there.
Well, the stages, there's many stages in the golf business. So first of all, you're trying to keep your card, which is top 110. Then you get into the top 60, which was the Volvo Masters and Valderrama. So then when you're in the top 60, then, which I was for about 9 years out of my 13 years on the tour, I was always top 60. Then when you're top 60, then you're trying to get top 30. And then top 30 gets you into every tournament the following year,
Gotcha.
including the majors. And then when you're in the top 30, you want to get into the top 12, because that's the Ryder Cup team. So every time you pick up the pace and you pop into a different division, you don't want to go back.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody's going, well, this is the next step.
Yeah.
So as your golf improves, you get sucked along, you get drawn along, and then people expect more and more and more. And then the year I done well, then you have to follow it up the following year. But I would say to you here now, it's easy, because you're also in all the biggest tournaments in the world. So when you're in the big tournaments, it's easy, because instead of playing for poxy prize money in Europe, all of a sudden you're playing the same amount of exertion, the same amount of golf holes, the same amount of golf shots for 10 times the money.
For life-changing stuff.
It could be really big. And then you're hoping to get drawn along with the current, because the current's only flowing in one direction. There's no negativity, it's all positive stuff. So as long as you're willing to be a bit crazy and be sucked along, immune to the pressure, the money is irrelevant.
Yeah, gotcha.
No player, like you look at the British Open, it's only over 2 days. Money was never mentioned once.
No.
Everybody who turns up there is turning up there to win the claret jug.
Yeah.
Nobody's turning up there to keep their card, to get points for a Ryder Cup team.
No.
To only there to try and win. So all the majors are gone that way in the last 20 years. So that has evolved a little bit. Your listeners mightn't realise that, but that's the new thing and the new way. But the problem is, since Liv have come into the whole scene, the money has probably increased fourfold. So rich sports people are now 4 times more money to do the very same thing.
What do you think of that product, I mean, Live product?
They can do what they want.
Is it sustainable?
They can do what they want. It's diluting a good product. I always thought the PGA Tour was a good product, and now Live have sort of mixed it up and diluted the product. And a lot of us don't know what to think, and still don't know what to think. They've no traction. Because I'm retired out of professional golf, I still believe I have a loyalty to the product that made me.
Of course.
So that's my loyalty. The Live thing, I'd frown upon it. But
Would you?
I would, because the players who defected are actually players of my generation. So if I was still playing, I would have been a defector. I would have said, I'm a has-been.
You're getting to play there.
My career is over, and this crowd are willing to pay me in advance.
Yeah.
So it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Before you hit a ball.
And if I'm a little bit unpopular in the car park with your man,
Who cares?
so what? Who cares? Because I don't see him anymore. Because I'm living in a mansion. So do you understand? They made career choices, but the golf is not the most important thing. So the progression of your career, every time you make a milestone, you're expected to do the next one.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of pressure. And then it's disheartening when you don't Podge. When you don't succeed, it's like any GA team, you know, and you get to maybe the semi-finals, and all of a sudden you're knocked out in the semi-finals. It's a fairly big downer.
What's the recovery there, Damien, when you get to that point and it's
Steak dinner.
steak
Do
dinner?
you know what I mean?
Park it, move on.
You've no choice because because the following week you turn up, you're even par.
Yeah.
Your man announces you on the first tee, and off you go.
Yeah.
That's why you're a
understand?
tour winner though, Damien.
Yeah, but
'cause
every
you
week.
had that attitude.
Yeah, but that's the luxury in golf. Like if I'm a businessman and my business is going badly, I feel it week in, week out.
Gotcha.
But in golf, every week is a clean slate and a fresh start, and nobody remembers what happens last week. If I shot 90-90, not one player in the field would realise it the following week, because we're all just tuned into this week.
You're gone again.
And that's the good side of golf.
It gives you a quick chance to fix the previous week, doesn't it? With the money in that.
But there's you could blame the course, you could blame the wind, you could blame the food, you could blame the airport, you could blame the hotel air conditioning. There's a billion excuses why last week was standalone a complete disaster.
Yeah.
But this week I'm back in the game because we're all equal starting off, and that's the great thing about the game itself.
What about your approach and build up to these tournaments, coaching, training? Like, what are you doing? Just playing golf?
Because I came from a PGA background, which means like Ian Poulter and myself would have been trained identical.
Okay.
Now, you then take Shane Lowry or Tyrrell Hatton. If you said to them, the head of my club is loose, I'd say, yeah, grand, just bring it into the pro shop. 60 seconds, it'll be fixed.
Yeah.
Shane Lowry go, what the fuck do I do now? I'll ring me manager in London and see what he can recommend.
Go
Do
ahead.
you understand? He wouldn't understand that a spot of glue will fix it because he hasn't trained. So every so often my training would stand good to me. So when I went out playing, I had a certain maturity, I had a certain understanding of the golf swing. I had an understanding of equipment. I'd have an understanding of my golf bag, my shoes. Do you understand? Whereas other guys would be going, no, this is a disaster. What the hell do I do here? And like, I remember one day playing in Qatar and the strap on my golf bag snapped. Caddy's carrying it. I said, John, knife's in there, go over there, just cut up the rope. So he goes over, spectator rope, just cuts it up with a knife, doubles it over, makes it into a circle, ties it onto the bottom, ties it onto the top, rope up on the shoulder. I said, there's no problem.
It's almost
Anybody
like,
else would be a disaster.
Yeah.
Strap gone on the bag. The caddy can't carry the bag. Disaster. I'm going, no problem, John. Knife's in the bottom of the bag.
Yeah.
Go over and colour.
All,
I just
all,
cut up the
all
rope.
from your training.
No, I was later. And all of a sudden, whenever there was a problem, whenever there was something sticky had happened, I'd be able to help out people there and then because I'd know a little bit about it because I done it the old way, like Andy would have trained all his assistants in the shop. Poulter done it. But very few players on the tour came from my background.
Yeah, gotcha.
They would have been superstars in their own community and they would have went 1, 2, 3 onto the tour. Like if you handed Rory McIlroy a golf grip, he'd go, yeah, it's a golf grip. What do you want me to do with it? Whereas you could give me that jug of water and I could pour it on the club for you.
Yeah.
Whereas Rory would be going, because he hasn't been trained in that aspect of the industry, which is a good thing too, because remember, he's more focused, and he's focused really on one job, whereas I have a much more general view of the whole industry. Which is good by times as well, Podge.
But but you know what's your attitude as a sportsman, because your background is there's nothing that can't be fixed, right? Probably a little bit your attitude. You look at a Lowry, contrary man when something doesn't go as well. Like I look at him and think he hasn't got an attitude.
He's losing fans by the week, isn't he?
But would you? I don't care for him or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, your approach, because of your background, is surely a better stead for players than someone who's, as you said, 1-2, you're a pro, you're on the tour now, and everything around them is kind of like been done for them or whatever.
Yeah, but Shane Lowry is a Ferrari in golf. Okay, so when he starts behaving like a Ford Cortina, he's not happy. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So like the reason he's antsy and difficult, and I remember I'm a good friend of Shane's.
Yeah.
He played his first tournament with me. He made his first cut in the French Open with me. I was at his wedding. I'm a good friend of Shane's. He's not a nice person when the golf's not good.
Yeah.
Because he's a high performance vehicle. When things are not going well, he can't handle it because he's a high performance vehicle. But when he's on tune and when he's in form, he is crazy enough to win the big tournaments.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And that's what we talked about 25 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He is crazy enough to do it.
But hasn't got the tools you had though.
Listen, Podge, he's a young man.
Yeah, I know.
Now, he's not young now, but when I was playing with him, he was a young man. I was probably 32 and he's 25.
Yeah.
But I was an apprentice. I'd qualified. I'd a mortgage, 2 cars outside the house. I was further down the road.
Different stage, right?
Further down the road. Bridgie, his mother, and Brendan, his father, said, listen, McGrane, will you keep an eye on Shane? I said, of course I will. Isn't he one of us?
Yeah.
Bring him with him, meet him at Dublin Airport, bring him off. And he was fiery back then as well.
Was he as well, yeah?
Yeah, because he had tremendous expectations, and he sort of had a GAA bit of blood in him as well.
Yeah, his father played off for Rocky,
he'd do anything to win. No, I mean that in the best possible way. And he had a huge desire and still does.
Take me back to 2008. What's going through the head? 8 strokes clear. You realise this, what are you saying to yourself?
Podge, just for your own record, your notes are horrible.
Are they? Oi.
They're horrible. Even look at the notes at the very start.
Oi, what's wrong?
I don't think any of them are right. I don't think any of them are right.
You're on goggle, will you, Podge?
Oh, they're wrong, yeah. Are they way off?
They are a bit.
Go on, correct me then.
2008, I started off the year same as every other. I was probably in my prime. In golf, maybe mid-30s is all of a sudden, if you're going to make money, you're going to make it. So I started the year the same as usual. I played with Tiger in Dubai for the weekend, which for me personally, it was great fun, first of all, and fun for everybody around me. But for me, it gave me a good lift in self-belief. And all of a sudden I started, I was a little bit more comfortable in my own skin. The following week, I nearly won the Indian Open, which was a good step. And then 2 weeks later, I had my first win in China. So, that was a critical period. And, I was able to work off and feed off the positives. And that was my big spell where I was doing really well. And I enjoyed it. But I was clever enough to also, whenever I was away at Podge, I'd bring somebody with me. So I always had somebody with me. If nothing else, they could keep me going, or if I was playing rubbish, they'd keep me going. And then when things were going well, we actually could go out and go someplace fancy for the dinner and have a laugh. And maybe on a Wednesday evening, maybe go to the Great Wall of China. You don't do the Great Wall of China in a taxi for one.
No.
You know what I mean? So, there was little things like that that's important, So
What did the weekend with Tiger stand you in regards of getting you over the line for the China Open and that? Or was it just... Like
The-
that's,
the-
you're
the-
not talking about an ordinary golfer there. Like, it must have been phenomenal to play with him.
Yeah,
Damien.
yeah, it was no doubt about it. Yeah, it was excellent to play with him, and
It was good to go around with, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He was. See, I wasn't. First of all, I wasn't on his radar. So when I was playing against him, he didn't see me as his opposition. He knew that I was a journeyman doing my thing as best I could, and he appreciated that. He knew that the tournament, this is me reading his mind, he knew that when the shit hit the fan, I wasn't going to be the one trying to stare him down. He knew it wasn't going to be me. It was going to be that fella up in front or that fella behind.
You wanted to try.
He knew that.
Yeah.
And I knew my place, so I knew, listen, I'm on a fairly fancy ride here this weekend. I'm going to cruise around with this man. Saturday then, when I finished playing on Saturday, I went down to the practice ground with my caddy because I had to do interviews because Ty got pissed off and left me there. So I went in front of the media and the media were asking me these stupid questions. Damien, do you think that Tiger realises that you're the number one contender here? And I says, well, nobody in this room thinks I'm the number one contender. Nobody. So I said, you may get back into your box there now.
There was no problem you handled media anyway, was there?
I wasn't the superstar. You
Yeah.
understand? And the superstar had just been pissed off, jumped in the car and disappeared. So I spoke to the media for a while and there was a bit of banter between us all because I knew it was also my chance to have a bit of humour with them.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, and a bit of Irish banter. So I'm back onto the range and there's a fella on the range called, I forget his name now. Anyway, he says, oh, thanks be to God, you're with him again tomorrow. And I says, what are you talking about? Because we're on the same score. And whatever way the draw worked, he was more worried about being drawn with Tiger on the Sunday. He actually didn't want to play with him. And then I was put with him the second day because we're on the same score.
Were you in the final 2-ball going out?
No, I'd say we were about third last group.
Right.
So then he shot a great score, hold a great putt on the 18th green and just went ballistic and shook his hand. I said, nice putt, Tiger. Went inside the clubhouse, signed off the cards. He signed a hat for me mother. I said, listen, sign that for me mother. Signed a hat for me mother. And Bob's your uncle. Off I went. But it was absolutely 100% with me, but I wasn't his contender. Do you understand? I knew that and he knew that. I was basically there to...
It was respectful though, right?
Absolutely, 100%. But so he should be. He's a professional.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
should be.
yeah, yeah.
Like what's going on in his own life on a scorecard, that's for him to deal with. But from man to man, from the commute from the ball, when it's first hit to when it's been second hit, all you are is two lads walking along.
Yeah.
And
There's surely a portion where you want to beat him though.
he could. I wanted to do the best I could because every time I played Podge, I wanted to do the best I could. I wasn't going to say, tonight I'm going to go out there now and I want to beat Jimmy from the top of the road. I wanted to do the best I could do because Jimmy mightn't be the bee's knees. So every day you play, I want to just do the best I could do because I knew if I do well enough times, I'll do very well. So taking him on in a 1-to-1 was not the way to handle the situation because he's the best player in the world. Everybody on the golf course, apart from my two sisters, wanted to see Tiger win the trophy. He played great on the Sunday, and I was there marking his card, standing when he hit that putt on the 18th green and went shooting across the green, rammed straight into the back of the hole. And I was like, wow. And it was one of those Tiger moments you watch on American TV.
Yeah.
And I'm standing 7 feet left of the hole and watch the ball going in. And then I have a 6-footer myself. And now the tournament's over, Podge. Everybody's throwing the lunch boxes into the dustbins, dusting off the seats. And I have this 6-footer to finish my day because the tournament's over. Tiger's just hold the putt. The three groups behind, they were irrelevant now because Tiger's going to win.
Yeah.
Because it was like fate, it was destiny. And the people could sense that. And I was there and I found it all amusing and good fun. And here we are a long time later and we're still talking about the same thing.
Does he have a serious aura, Tiger? Like, do you know he's in the room without even knowing he's in the room? Is he one of them characters?
He looks better than anybody else. He walks better. He talks better. His teeth are better. His shorts fit better. Everything about him is better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and you just look at him going, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know, it's
But
just,
you but you know
everything is better.
Do you know what's brilliant though, Damien? You completely understood that I'm never going to be him. Like, I am never going to be him. I'm never going to have
Acceptance is a
has.
great thing, yeah.
But you need it. I think you need it to be successful, don't you?
Well, I still had to pedal my own boat.
Absolutely.
Even though I'm playing with the world's best player at that time, I still had to do my own thing. And luckily for me, I was on the tour for years before that. So I was programmed to always do my own thing.
Yeah.
And that stood to me that day. But then, Podge, what happened was, years later, I could be playing a good tournament and I could be doing really well. And I could be nervous, I could be apprehensive, I could be tense. All these emotions that we all suffer, I would also suffer them. And then I'd always say to myself, hold on a minute. I played with Tiger Woods and I survived it. Now I'm going out to play with a fella from Holland and a fella from Germany. This has to be easy. And all of a sudden, I could calm it all right down.
He's a grounding for you.
Is it just
That's brilliant.
What's the best way to deal with that?
Well, I was able to have a chat with myself and put it into context that I'm nervous playing with two fellas. Sorry, I'm nervous going out to play golf with these particular two fellas. But after surviving a weekend with the best player in the world
Ever.
and that stood to me, so I was able to use it and prolong my career and do well for an extra period of time. And again, as I said to you earlier on, I finished playing on the tour at 45. So I was able to use the life lessons. I was able to use my maturity to survive in certain situations. But I'll tell you about my last day. I remember playing in an Irish Open in Mount Juliet, and I says to a fella, "What age are you, Magnus?" He says, "Damien, I'm such and such an age." I said, "Oh my God, you're the same age as my father." Simple. So I played with Oliver Fisher.
English guy, yeah.
English fella.
Yeah.
He says, "Damo, what age are you?" I said, "I'm 45. Do you know what he said to me?
You're the same as your
"Oh
father.
my God," he said, "you're the same age as my father." And I said, "Ollie, I'm done." That sentence, I knew there and then, Ollie, I'm done. Because I was that soldier. And now it's turned full circle. When he said that, I knew I was done. And there and then I accepted. Finished now. So when my career was over, I was happy to be finished because I got plenty good out of it. I done really well. I had great support. I got a few quid out of it. And my reputation's still intact. And I was very thankful for it. But I knew, whereas some of my friends, Podge, finished their career kicking and screaming. They never, ever wanted to go. And they try this, they try a new putter, they go to a psychologist.
They're chasing their peak,
They
Damien, right?
keep.
Yeah.
Because the drug, they can't walk away. But I saw it coming, saw it, and a couple of times it kept getting away from me. So I had to wait for it.
What are the triggers there? Sorry to cut across. What are the triggers for you that you've seen it like?
The age when your man said that was one.
Well, that's
No,
one.
that was the final day.
Yeah, that was the final. That was
final
nail
day.
in the coffin.
That was the final day. But
Close that
there
lid.
was, I was doing just about, I'll tell you, it's like me doing an update on my phone and I can't put it into silent now.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
It's
So
passed
anyway,
you by.
it's just too much. Better off getting somebody out there to do it for me.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's, but I could see it coming. And when I retired from golf, I was very happy. My friends, my colleagues, kicking and screaming. And that was a pity for them because they never, ever wanted to walk away from the drug.
Do you think many retire happy?
Most fellas retire on the basis that they know that, say, in 2 years' time, they'll go back playing the seniors tour.
Okay.
And that didn't suit my mindset. So I was happy to be finished and be finished. And then I was very happy to go back into the industry I loved, which was the industry I started out. I always wanted to be a club pro, work in a golf shop, service the membership, give the lessons, fix the clubs, do all the stuff. That's what I started out to do that, Podge. And then my career and my golf blossomed, and every year I got a little bit better. And all of a sudden, my friends were saying, Jesus, you're a great golfer. You're going to do well on the tour. And I'm going, Jesus, you're right. Maybe I am. So when I got back at the end, I got right back to basics. And that's what I'm doing now in Carlow. And I'm very happy doing it. And I jump out of bed every morning.
Why not the senior tour?
Senior tour.
There was a lot of talk around Carlow at the time. He's going to go.
Yeah.
You would have been competitive at it. Like,
Yeah, of course I was. I know how to play.
You would have been right
I know
at
how
it, so
to
you
play,
would. Yeah.
But it's like, no offence to old people, it's like going and watching old people's basketball.
Do you think the elite? It wasn't elite.
No, what happened is that the sharpness is gone.
Gotcha.
The sharpness, like the cut and thrust of winning a tournament. When you play seniors golf, you're nearly doing high fives on the 17th with the fella you're trying to beat. And then you're helping them up the hill on the 18th.
There's no edge.
You know what I mean? You're helping them, pushing them up.
There's no
you're
edge.
looking at, and they're using electric trolleys.
Yeah,
and you just go, oh my God. Like this professional golf, it's not how I picture it. And for me then, when I retired, I told the tour staff that I'm retiring. And they said, just you'll get your invites next year. I said, no. You'll never see me again.
Go away.
Oh, you'll be back. When you're 50, you'll be back. You'll have full rankings. I said, no. I said, I made up my mind then I wasn't going to play. Because I played when I was competitive and when I had the energy to do it. When I was 50 and past it, I don't want to do it. I don't want to spend my energy. I'd love to catch a fish or a salmon or a trout in the river.
Yeah.
That's what I'd love to do right now. So our lives change and they evolve, and people like Poppa, who are amateur players and they love golf, all they want to see is more golf. But other people who've played golf at a high level don't want to go out and experience the crap that most people have to endure of a Sunday morning. And if I was to go out and play golf in third division, I'd be saying to myself, oh my God. Because inside, I keep telling myself, inside my brain is telling me I'm a Ferrari, and now I'm playing like a Ford Fiesta. I'd be saying to myself, why do I do this?
Yeah.
Why do I do this?
Tell me this. Do the PGA give you an exit plan when you do retire? Like, is there any?
No. There's no mental health. There's no mental health support, and there's no exit plan. So when lads lose their card, they're just disappear. So
Scrap heap job.
There's no support anyway. So and that's in this day and age, it's not good. A lot of guys would struggle with themselves. Unfortunately, there was like one woman I met. She wrote a book on like 70% of professional golfers lose their marriage as soon as they come off the tour.
Go ahead.
70%. She had a horrific statistic. So like all that stuff is very real. Like if you're away all year and then all of a sudden you're at home all year.
Yeah.
She's looking at you going, what? So
you look at your man Beefy, who played, like you played with him, he's a friend of yours. He advertised mental health.
Yeah, he did because he struggled. He struggled, yeah.
Still nothing to support players coming off the tour.
Yeah, but like he has to support himself. He's an adult. He's a man. He took the money when he won the money. Now when he comes off the tour, the tour is like you working from bust. Do you know what I mean? It's up to you to spend your wages to look after your looks, your house, your
own
car, your
right?
membership, the golf club.
Yeah.
I think that because at the end of the day, it's a short contract. You know, it's not like I can say, well, I've worked as a loyal employee for you for 25 years. The tour will say, well, no, Damien, you've kept your playing rights for 25 years. Because every year is a 1-year contract. So that sort of stuff is a minefield, Poppa. And remember, I'm sure the tour have their answer to that question.
Yeah.
It's never as simple as three of us in a room just talking about something that we don't really know.
Yeah.
And they're all different nationalities as well. It's not like they're all Irish or they're all English.
Yeah.
They're all different nationalities under different strategies or governments or dictatorships. They're all under different,
But it's not like the PGA is your employer, like.
No.
Your own employer, really,
they provide the tournaments, and the best players in the world turn up. to play in the tournaments to get what they can out of it.
So with that being said, it's not their responsibility to give you a pension, to give you a health care, to give you an exit plan. As you just said, it's yourself.
In America, they have a pension fund, but that they're getting in very deep now. So if you make over 100 cuts, you qualify for the pension fund, and then a small percentage of your winnings they will pay you when you retire.
Okay.
So you have to first of all meet the criteria. But in America, a high percentage of the players are American.
Yeah.
In Europe, we're all different nationalities. So to span across all the different governments,
Yeah.
it actually is not possible. So maybe in Europe to just give you the extra 2% up front.
On the winnings.
I'm guessing now.
Yeah. Well, that makes perfect sense. So it's a great point because they're not, like you say, American can do that. But in Europe, you're coming, even though it's the EU, but you're coming from everywhere. Like, right?
And remember, if you play on the US tour, you basically play in the US.
Yeah.
Whereas we play one tournament in every country. So it's impossible to manage how that would all pan out. But, you know, the game now, let's move forward. The game now is what it's really all about. And the amount of young people playing golf in Ireland, the Rory factor ever since he won the Grand Slam, golf is booming. And golf currently is on the up. And there's a huge amount of people in Carlow,
Massive,
young people playing golf and absolutely loving the game.
Yeah.
And they respect me, Podge, because of the career I had. They now Google me or YouTube me or whatever.
Well, I didn't fail.
You just got the numbers all wrong, Podge.
Did I?
But anyway,
We'll get to that in a second. Anyway,
the kids now. So what's very gratifying for me now is that the kids that I'm trying to influence, I'm trying to promote, the kids now have great respect for me because they can read about the career I had and what I done, what I didn't do, and who I played with. And that gives me tremendous satisfaction right now.
Why
so the tour is still paying me.
Yeah. Why influence and not
just the
coach?
kids, though, Damien.
Why influence and not coach?
I do coach, but if I can inspire the kids and if I can help the kids to be the best players they can, and if the kids know that what I say carries a little bit of punch, that means I can be better and I can help them be better. And that's tremendous for me because not many people or golfers or coaches can say that because most coaches learn how to coach.
For sure.
And they're preaching what they learned, whereas I was actually there. I spoke to the guys, listened to the guys, and I can give them my experience. And right now, that gives me tremendous satisfaction, self-satisfaction in my job.
That is, we've sat down with plenty of coaches, and you just flipped it because what you said is so fucking relevant to sport in general that them delivering the message, it's a message. You're delivering your career. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
in the game, like.
And when I say something to the kids, like I don't flinch.
Yeah.
Because it's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not saying stuff because I read it in Golf World last month. Well, that was in the 80s. I didn't read it on TikTok last night or whatever to do. But you understand, I'm speaking because I was there. I was in the conversation. And now I can deliver it to the kids I know in Carlow and my hometown in Kells, County Meath. And the kids actually listen to what I say. Yeah. And for me, that's very, very, it's a real honour that they actually listen.
That's brilliant.
It is good. And I'm very appreciative. So the tour is still paying me these years later.
But I remember the time we went to the putting green, the senior cup squad, and we were all, I think the highest handicapper in it was 1. And we were like, sure, boys, Derek Connery organised a putting lesson with Damien. We were like, sure, what? 40 foot was the furthest post. What's he going to teach us here? So we all know how to putt. And you said something about pace and line, wasn't it? What is pace? Well, something about the 3-putt. Take a 3-putt out of the equation. It was. I was like, what? He just flipped me mind and putting straight away. If you get the pace right. If you get the pace right.
Jeez, Podge, you really have to last.
Man, no, you did. No, you did, man. I was like, what is it?
You're not really stuck, Papa. You're really stuck.
But the most important thing in any
sport
sport
amazing,
is
Podge. It was
if somebody is trying to deliver a message, that there's actually substance to it. So when I say things to people, and I might be quite flippant when I say them, when I say them, I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about what might happen or what could happen or what Scotty Scheffler might be thinking. I know exactly what he's thinking because I used to walk the same fairways. And I know what shot he sees. I know what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I know what his caddies trying to tell him.
Yeah.
And then I listen to the commentary on Sky, and it's complete bull.
Really?
Yeah, because they're only there to talk to the minions.
You'd
Where-
like to me, like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, no, you're right.
it's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So the Sky commentators, remember, there's 50 million who know nothing about golf. So there's to suit the 50 million. But the 10,000 who are
You
actually...
never think of it like that, would you?
But the 10,000 who are seriously good at golf, might have been there at one time. They're looking and listening to the commentary going, oh my God, they're melting my head.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not very accurate. And it's only when you stand in Crow Park and the whistle goes that you actually can talk about the feelings. I've never been there. So I'd be saying to you, oh... So there's no substance.
Yeah.
So you straight away you'd know I'm bluffing. But when it comes to the golf side of my business, I have a very, very good idea what's
Are you a
happening.
fan? Are you a fan of golf? Would you watch it, like?
No, I see the commentary for me is hard work.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
have any, none of the majors, nothing, just...
I'd follow the live scoring on my
Okay.
phone. The problem I have is the journey from the first tee box to the 18 green. That's a journey, like a train ride from here
Yeah.
to Dublin, right? When you get there, that's when
You're there.
you're there,
Yeah.
and that fun begins. So I'm looking at it going, show me the 18 green. Show me the respect from the fans. Show me the adoration from the fans. Show me his wife, the kids, the dog, the tour officials, the captain of the golf club. Like, to me, that's the real substance, because that's life changing. If I ask Poppa in a week's time, what did Scotty shoot in the last round, the British Open, he'd say, oh, I think he shot. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If you ask him about his child running across the 18 green, everybody say, yeah, wasn't that magic?
Mm.
Emotions. Emotions instill in moments, don't they? Like that. Like, if you think of golf, you think of moments like your man's 2-iron in the Ryder Cup, the Irish lad back in
Christy
before.
O'Connor.
Junior, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sevy on his knees hitting that ball around the bend.
Yeah.
Like, it is like them moments of emotion that, like, you've just hit the nail on the head, really, haven't you? Like, I've never thought of it like that. Oh, what did he shoot in his round? No, but you remember his daughter coming on, though, giving him a hug, or Harrington.
Like the Canadian guy, where he won the Canadian Open. Only Adam Hadwin, I think, was it? What do I ever remember about it? Security guard wrestling his friend. He come over to celebrate with him, throw a beer over him, and the security guard comes over and absolutely American football tackles him, wipes him out with a tackle. Remember that, Damien?
Yeah.
He wiped him out. That's what people talk about. Oh, Adam Hadwin. Oh, that's your man who got the rugby tackle.
At what stage in the sport did you recognise all that stuff?
But Podge, let me take you back now to the lonely side.
Yeah.
As soon as Scotty packs up the claret jug in a big stainless steel box full of foam, clipped up, locked up on the sides, he's given, the real one goes back to the RNA, he's given the replica. He can bring that around with him. He has to have one person, he's to nominate one person to mind it, morning, noon and night. So he'll go for a few pints, but your man is standing here with the yoke beside him.
Oh, well.
Well, you're down in Cap DM waving this thing around, and your man keeps grabbing it, putting it back in the box. But that's the way it's done. But as soon as he has the trophy, he loads it up in the back of the car. He drives out of the car park. He travels to Dublin Airport. Himself, the wife, the child in the back. Phone might be ringing. There might be text messages coming in. He queues for an airplane. He gets on the flight, flies home, into the house. The milk is sour in the fridge. It's the normal stuff.
Yeah.
He's right back to reality.
Yeah.
As soon as his winning speech is over, that's what's lonely about professional golf. I won in China, the other side of the world, and as soon as the speeches were done, as soon as my speech in English was converted to Chinese, as soon as it's over, piss off now. Finished.
Done.
Done. Go ahead off there.
How
That's
do you
it.
react to that then?
But that's the reality.
do
When it's
you
over,
do you
it's
understand
over.
that that's the reality? Before you're winning, Like, does that kill your excitement when you're going to be successful? Let you know that.
But you're following up a plan. You're already planned for the next week's tournament, ain't you?
Yeah, yeah. But
Do you know what I mean?
the great thing
you're
about
2
being
or 3 weeks
Irish
down the road.
is that all the people at home are all overjoyed that you had success.
Yeah.
And when I got home, which was 2 weeks later, all my family and friends were all saying Dublin Airport, welcome me home. And the captain of the golf club and the president of the golf club, my mother and father, all my in-laws, and it was great excitement. But when it's over, it's over. Could you imagine when Jimmy White wins the World Championship in the Crucible? He just packs up the cues, walks out to his car, unlocks the car, jumps in, starts her up, and drives back up the road. It's over. That's what's weird. People don't see that.
You never think of that.
People think that the speech, the hugs, the moment never stops. 3 or 4 minutes later, you jump into the car, it's over. Nothing.
That's nuts.
And that's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing.
When I came home from the Masters, Harry Diamond was on McIlroy's caddy. Career Grand Slam. I was like, it doesn't get any better. His friend was on the bike, not just a caddy, he's also his friend. He was standing at the conveyor belt waiting for the luggage like we were. And going, this is nuts. It's McIlroy's caddy there in front of me. But as you said, it's just back to reality. Next week, probably a week off after that. But it was just, it's so realistic.
It must be the only sport that has that. It must be. If a team goes and wins the World Cup, right?
Imagine an open top bus going round Carlow with one fella on it. holding a cup of tea.
Yeah, you're some imagination. But it must be the only sport that's like that. Maybe snooker, maybe darts, because they're individuals.
I suppose with golf, your team is so small.
Open
I suppose that when it's over, it's over. Like in Ireland, like you have the GAA, you have your club, you have your parish, you have your county, you have all these envelopes wrapped around you to keep you up. With the golf, because I might have been one of maybe 5 Irish tour players, as soon as it's over and RTE News will ring, or sorry, RTE News might do a quick interview over the phone, and that 20 seconds is it, over. I was lying in bed in China at about 6 a.m. in the morning in the airport, and I thought the planes were going to come through the window. That's how close I was to the runway. And my phone rings, and somebody on the phone says, will you take a call? Hold for a call from Mary McAleese. I says, oh yeah, go ahead. Go on ahead. On she came. We chatted. Yeah. Now, if the phone impaled onto my ear, I thought it was the lads in the pub taking the piss. And I said, yeah, Mary. I was convinced. And she thanked me, wished me well in my future, hung up the phone. Oh my God, there was no punchline. It was her. I was sure it was the lads in the pub taking the piss. And I did it at 6 o'clock in the morning, remember?
Yeah.
And I was sure it was lads in the pub. And I was waiting to hear the background cheering, right? Because with the time difference, it was probably 6 a.m. over there. It was probably
12 ahead, is it?
No, it mightn't be that far. It might have been 10 p.m. over there.
Okay.
So 6 a.m. Monday morning, 10 p.m. at home in the pub.
Yeah.
You understand
what's going on here?
You know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And it was actually her. And I just kept saying, yeah, Mary. Mary.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mrs. Dial, the Barcelona.
Sure it was. Sure it was.
Sorry, Mary. Is that your biggest win, China? Is that your biggest win?
Yeah.
What did I get wrong? Tell me what I get wrong, because I don't
Go back
like
to your
wrong.
opening speech then. Go back to
right,
the
let's
first
break
sentence.
it down, right? Welcome to episode 68.
Right, go on.
No, 8 European Tour wins.
No. 1.
Right,
China Open.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Bear with.
6 Irish
6
PGA.
Irish PGA wins.
3.
Right. We can sue Wikipedia. Sue Bob here. And 4-time Irish PGA Order merit winner.
I'd say I won that maybe 12.
If you add them all up, it's around the same.
Absolutely, the same number. Yeah.
It's the total number is right.
No, it's fun. It's fun. I wanted to ask you that because I said to you outside, you're having a cup of tea, like, and I said this, that when I googled you, like, nothing but antidotes, like with your name attached to them. So I have a little segment here. It's kind of a true or false thing, right? No, if it's wrong, just tell me straight up. You're an idiot. It's wrong, right?
Right, okay.
He will tell you as well. Don't worry about it.
I kind of got that. The first one is this, right? Did you turn up to the wrong course for a European Tour event? Play the hole and realise you weren't on the right course?
I don't recall that now.
Right.
I don't recall that. Now, that would be fairly epic because it would mean I would have missed my tea time.
Yeah.
I would have been disqualified. And I don't think I'd forget that too easy.
Right. Well,
So
that's...
I'd say
You don't get to play a hole then, you're qualified, eh? You're
Well,
up.
how would you play a hole with...
This is out there now. I'm not making this up.
Yeah, no, that's...
Is this on Wikipedia?
This is not on
Okay.
Wikipedia.
That's fairly far out there.
I dug a bit deeper.
What
Like.
Wikipedia do you use?
I didn't go on
I think it was a
Wikipedia.
Nokia 6410 or
I
something.
just went on different platforms.
Go
I
on,
don't
hit me
really
with another
trust
one,
Wikipedia.
Podge.
Did you dress up in a full referee's kit as a sales pitch in Carlow Golf Club to sell Mars bars? No.
No.
My God,
No.
there's a case here. There's definitely a case here.
No.
During lockdown, I want to reinstate this fact.
Go on.
I've seen all
This
these
is good
online,
research
right?
now,
Yeah,
I've
it
seen all
is, yeah.
these online. These
Right.
are all these attached to your name.
right?
Unless I spelled Damien wrong, which is very
Right.
possible. But yeah. During lockdown, did you break the kitchen window with a sliced drive?
That's ridiculous.
No.
No.
No, right. Again, I'll show you all these after you don't believe me, right? Now, here's the one I asked you about outside, right? After winning the 2008 China Open, did you invite the clubhouse chef up to the podium to accept the trophy? These are all online, Damien.
So they're a bit far out there now.
They are. But that's why I said I might do it a second, because they are a bit far out there. Papa, I'm going to actually Google this. You can speak to Damien just to show him that I'm not lying to him.
They are mental questions.
They're
boss.
way out there, aren't they? I thought a rock star was coming on. Carry
Good
on.
research.
I'll show you them after. You're the only guest I had on that I've never seen their name so much online attached to different things. All them are all garbage.
There's very little truth in any of them.
So they're
Podge,
sheds.
Remember, Podge, I'm a divorcee.
Right.
If my ex-wife thought I won 8 tournaments, she could be back knocking on the door. She actually could be standing at the front door at the minute. I'm looking pretty deep into all these things.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is there any shred of truth in any of them? Like even like a relation to truth?
The chef one. No.
The only hope I'd have there is Brendan Brophy
Yeah.
is out in Shanghai when I won.
That's the only.
Brendan here in Carlow.
Brendan
Yeah.
Carroll,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That's the
only.
closest I could get for you,
Right.
Podge.
I don't know
Recent
whether
medal winner.
apologise now or cancel and start again. I don't know what to do.
I don't know.
But I'll show you after this.
The only thing is, the interview could have been much shorter if you hadn't got such brilliant questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your prompts there are excellent.
Well, let me tell you this, Damien. I could listen to you all day.
Yeah.
Wow.
I could listen to you all day. Just your insight, the psychology, the emotion, the clear understanding you have of the game, and the fact that it's very hard for a professional to go through a career like you did and come out and say you're content. That's a very hard thing.
When I played full-time, Podge, there was a sort of a code where you couldn't gamble, which is fairly normal in professional sport. You couldn't give tips. You couldn't talk about other players. And because now I'm finished and my career is over and I'm not going back, obviously, all of a sudden now the tour and my peers are much, much less interested in what I have to say. So now in an interview like this, I actually can say, I can be more real. I don't have to be guarded. I can be honest. I can talk about stuff that would sort of get me a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas before, because you're a sports person, you had to be seen to be tough and strong and determined and resilient. And these days now, when I do an interview like this, I can be a lot more upfront. I don't have to mask my feelings, or I don't have to pretend anybody likes Darren Clark. You know what I mean? It's just all that normal stuff.
Yeah. That's a release though as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
It's a release
absolutely.
and maybe
yeah.
a small bit of relief that you can be as open.
Well, it's just when you get away from the man, I suppose things change a little bit.
Yeah.
But and that's why I'm here tonight. And because I've been there, done that, when I can recall different moments in my career with great times. Do you know what I mean? I went to great places. Regrets. What regrets I have? I played for years and years all the way from here to Australia. I was never a tourist.
Right.
Now
okay.
I'd say to myself, I'd love to go to India. I'd love to go to Korea. I'd love to go to Cambodia. I'd love to go to see the Pikachu or the Inca Trail. All these lovely places. I would have been getting a taxi past them, going to play a golf tournament, and I couldn't be arsed.
That's mad, isn't it, to think like that?
And that's a regret I have, because I had the money as well to go and do it. It's a bit of a regret that at the time I was so addicted to the game. Try not to let my guard down, that my opposition might get one shot better. So if today was practice day, I had to go and do my practice. But if you says to me, "Feck this, let's go and do the Great Wall," I'd be saying, "Oh no, I can't do that," because I'd be disrespecting myself, my sport, my family, and that's why I nearly always had somebody with me, because it would encourage me. I'd feel sorry for them standing watching me playing golf all day. I'd say, "Listen, we'll be out of here in half an hour. We'll get a cab straight and we'll go and we'll see some of the sights." And that helped me at the end of my career, because it kept me somewhat motivated, because I knew I had a bit of a release, a bit of a get out, to get away from the drudgery of the game. Because golf is a brilliant game, but what happens is when you go over the top of the hill and you're sliding down the other side, you feel that on your arse that you're sliding down the other side of the hill.
Yeah.
So anything to take your mind away from it and keep your head space, because your head space has to be good, or as good as it can be. Even if you're only playing golf 8.5 out of 10, because you're past your best, or you're feeling the pressure, you still have to keep the head right. So at the end of my career, I'd done the touristy stuff for half a day a week when I was away.
Favourite tourist spot, Damien? Favourite thing you've seen?
I was in Bangkok and went to all the touristy stuff there. Apart from the bloody heat that roasted me out of it.
Warm spots.
But I'd be going to see the palaces and the churches and the museums and that sort of stuff. And I would have been vaguely into that sort of stuff. So that's my only regret, that I didn't do a little bit more for myself when I was away.
But you probably wouldn't have seen yourself as a tourist though. That's maybe why you'd never come into your mind.
No,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is when you're always under pressure for time, and then with golf, you're always in bed at 10 o'clock every night, because you had to at least give yourself between the jet lag or whatever. You had to always try and be as match fit as possible the next day. So you're going to bed early every night. So it was just the way it was at the time. And the touristy stuff, like if I was going to see the Inca Trail, if I got on the Inca Trail for 20 minutes, I'd have seen it, I'd have done it, and I'd be gone again.
I get you.
I wouldn't have to do a half day with lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could do the express version, and then I could say to you, I done this and I done that. But then if you do it in 20 minutes, chances are you won't even remember being there.
No, I know, yeah.
What were you like for then travelling out to different parts of the world for food and things like that? How did you find that? Like, did you ever get the old deli belly or anything like that? No.
Every so often, but not crazy often. The tour would have the same food nearly every week. There'd be pastas, chicken dishes, spaghetti bolognese. So nearly, no matter where you go in the world, there'd be a pasta dish, chicken dish, fish dish, and they'd be nearly the same for the European players. And then there might be a Korean section, and we'd all be looking at it going,
No.
and we'd all be at that. And then you'd be
Eating
straight
in the
back.
bathroom.
You'd be straight back to chicken and chips.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You'd be
yeah.
in Korea eating chicken and chips.
So
as
you were
if you're-
steady, like.
As if, yeah, and then if we were going out at night, we'd go to, say, Eddie Rockets or something like that. So you'd find one and you'd be eating there. So really, we weren't forced to eat the local food
Yeah.
very often because we always could find what we wanted to eat. Now, how the chef would cook it and present it to us mightn't be what your mother give you.
Yeah.
Like the beef, there could be still jerking on the plate. But, but that's just the way it is when you're away. You have to just make sure you order, send it back and get them to stand on it when they're cooking it or whatever.
You wouldn't starve anyway, basically. It was very well cared.
We
by
never,
your-
we never had any
Yeah.
problems. And I'd always bring tea bags with me. First thing I
Would
do,
you?
get to the hotel. Barry's cup of tea, please.
No way.
Cold milk. Ring down, up they come, in with the tea bags. And I used to share a lot with my mate Peter Lowry. And we'd sit down, cup of tea, calm things down. If we were really lucky, there might be a Mars bar in the mini bar. Mars bar and a cup of tea. Sky
Ideal.
News
Happy
on.
days, yeah.
We might as well have been at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you look at your clock and it's 6 a.m. because we're only after getting off a flight and we have to go out and practice
Yeah.
or see the course.
Yeah.
Jet lag. Now, I would have suffered from jet lag. I would have suffered from it because other people could just, like, I don't know how Rory McIlroy and these people jump off a flight and go straight out and play a practice round.
Yeah.
My brain would be hanging off, my arms would be hanging off, the legs wouldn't be working. Those athletes, because they are athletes, they could just perform
Yeah.
week in, week out, and you never see one of them yawning.
But sure, there's so much gym time involved.
But they're
with the
travelling-
modern
There is.
golfer, isn't
There is. They're
Like,
probably
it's-
doing gym on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're travelling business class, sure.
Well, the chances are it's
Like,
private.
it's left. Oh, yeah, probably a private.
Private, yeah. It's a different level even. But they still do it. And they still jump off. Like Donald Trump jumps off a plane in a different time zone. Down he comes with a suit and tie on. And he's to meet the media.
Yeah.
He can't be falling asleep. He can't be yawning.
Yeah.
And these people, the pros, so I do have a lot of admiration for the amount of travel they do. And then they can stand up and play the golf. It's incredible.
Yeah. The build up, like the media build up to golf now was much different, isn't it? Like the week of, like the media build up to the Masters, they were like, I don't know how Rory separated himself from the media because it was just ridiculous. Like everything was Rory.
Well,
Like,
especially because it was in Port Rush too, wasn't it? Because that's his.
no, but even the Masters, he's never won
Oh,
the
sure,
green jacket.
that was because
and-
of the Grand Slam, wasn't it?
yeah. Like, do you ever feel any pressure like that?
If I won Podge, I was probably the 100-to-1 shot.
Gotcha.
Whereas Rory won, he was a 6-to-1 shot.
Yeah.
So he was getting, the rest of the boys were all under the radar. So, but Rory, unfortunately, in his career, he'll have drastically underachieved.
Do you
In his
think?
career, drastically, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you will, yeah.
Drastically. Like Tiger Woods would have won with the same opportunities, would have won at least 3 times more. So Tiger Woods would have won 30 tournaments to
Wow.
Rory's 10 with the same opportunities. So sorry about this, lads.
Sorry, you're
Still
grand.
can't put it on silent. So it's just the way it is. So
Tiger was that good though, Damien, wasn't he?
yeah,
Is-
but
is
he was a finisher.
Yeah.
Rory gets to the finish line and he sort of thinks about it, whereas Tiger saw the finish line, he'll be the first over it.
Why do you
Rory
think that
thinks
is?
about it. I don't know. I think that maybe because he thinks about it more often, maybe because he's not as hard. Like some players are very hard. Like if you put Tyrrell Hatton and said, Tyrrell, this shot is going to define your life. One golf shot. He'd say, please give me it.
Yeah.
Whereas other people would
Wow.
say, do you know what? I don't want to take the
Then I
shot.
can't take it.
I'll take
Bring,
what I
bring
have.
me up 80 yards, give me a wedge in my hand. Right? Yeah.
Whereas with some players, I think that Rory is possibly a little bit too in touch with his emotions.
Do you think that changes his mechanics? Like his.
Well, your body's not going to work as good if you're nervous or you're self-doubting
Gotcha.
or if the caddy you're wondering about the caddy because you're reading about on online stuff that's slating your caddy for the last 2 years. Then
He
when-
got a turbo going over Damien, didn't he?
He always does.
Mm.
He always does. Now, I don't condone having that man caddying from as long as he has done. I don't condone that because at the end of the day, a little bit of change and evolution, like he'll change his clubs every year. And yet he keeps the caddy year in, year out. There's other brilliant caddies.
Yeah.
He could pass, like say Harry, he could pass his caddy on to another great player. So Harry Diamond will still make the same income caddying for another great player.
But it's fresh.
But now it's brand new.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
Variety.
And it's not as if he's a unique skill that nobody else has. My caddy summed it up. Fuck this, mate. All you have to do is walk and talk. That's all and that sums up caddying. My caddy for years, John Hort. He caddied for a lot of great players. He caddied for Brett Ogle. He caddied for Pierre Folk, Ryder Cups, the whole lot. Walk and talk. That's all a caddy does.
How much faith do you put on them? Your caddies. Like, do you have to trust them 100%?
What happens is that a wise man once says to me, 2 heads of cabbage are better than one. So if I have a caddy, and between the two of us, there's a chance we'll get it right. 2 heads of cabbage are better than one.
I'm writing it down now.
So
Do you think someone like Billy Foster would be good for Rory?
In my opinion, I'd say they'd clash. Their relationship would be very short, but it could be brilliant.
Yeah.
But it'd be very short.
He's done it all, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, and Billy's a decent bloke, nice fella. But with Rory is such an outspoken fella, you'd nearly have to be a yes man to caddy from. So if he says, this is not a studio, you'd say, you're right, Rory, it's not.
Oh, really?
Just keep saying yeah. Because remember, you're going to probably get between 1 and 5 million a year in salary.
Yeah.
So why would you start saying no?
Well, that's why you want to attach yourself to the likes of Rory McGrane, that then, isn't it?
Yeah, but Rory's a high performer. Steve Williams, who caddied for Tiger, Steve Williams would break him in half and throw him in the dustbin.
Where?
Yeah, because Rory'd know he's the boy in the relationship.
Yeah.
Steve Williams is a very domineering type of fella. But Rory's doing it his way. He doesn't really take great advice from his caddy. His caddy has it to offer. Shane Lowry's forever saying it. Rory doesn't listen. Because who's the superstar in the relationship?
Rory.
Rory, not the caddy.
Steve Williams had a great interview last week or the week before.
Right.
About Tiger when he's in his pomp in the big tournaments. He said when he was inside the scoring clubs, the nines, the wedges, the gap wedges, whatever they were, he used to give him yardage 10 yards more than what it actually was. Because he was that pumped and that good and that strong with the wedges. He'd say it was 112. He'd say, oh, that's 120 to the flag. Yeah, you got to hit this fuller. 3/4 52, do you? He said, I always wrong yardage him on purpose because I knew he wasn't your armour. He wasn't your normal golfer. Like, so he was a machine. He was marine trained, wasn't he, Damien? He was
everything.
He was an absolute robot. Like.
Yeah, but you take somebody who's the best in the world at what to do. If I says to Tiger Woods, Tiger, it's 100 yards to that flag, he's likely to say, no, it's not, it's more than that. And then you pace it off, it could be 106. He's no fool.
No.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the best in the world because he's blind, Podge. You understand?
Yeah.
So when it comes to numbers, if you actually were giving him dodgy numbers, he'd know it every time. Because remember, he's super focused. He's sort of a genius. If you give him dodgy numbers, he doesn't need a yardage book. He knows exactly what it is because he's got the X factor. He's got something that most other golfers haven't got, and he definitely had it.
Is he the greatest ever?
It's hard to quantify it because he used Nike equipment, which is proven to be absolute rubbish.
They're gone on with fun now, aren't they? Like,
He used the worst golf equipment in the industry, and he used a Nike ball, which now doesn't exist. He used the worst golf ball. So you have the best player in the world using the worst clubs on the market and the worst ball. He is actually should have won 20 times more than he did win.
go away.
Because he used all the worst gear. Because Nike contract, and Nike just kept making them drivers, making them irons, and eventually they ended up buying the opposition's clubs and converting them and putting the swish on them.
You are joking.
No, he used all the worst gear. And it's incredible. He won golf tournaments, and we were saying, jeez, Tiger, if he only could drive the ball. He's using a terrible golf ball and a terrible driver that even the hackers in Carlow Golf Club wouldn't buy.
Well,
So it's extraordinary. Now everybody has everything super tuned.
Yeah.
Go back to the Ferrari, super tuned.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Tiger driving a Ferrari with a Skoda engine in it? And plodding along. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No.
He won everything against all the odds. Tiger Woods did. Everything.
That's I would never have said that.
No.
But Rory was carrying Nike for a while as well, was he?
Yeah, but it was all,
Brand.
yeah.
More
but
clothes, more sort of
Yeah,
equipment,
because
wasn't
that's
it?
a clothing company
Yeah.
and a footwear company. That's just what it is.
Would you change anything about your career?
I would have, in hindsight, I would have loved to have met really good golfers at a slightly earlier time in my life.
Why?
And then I would have got on the tour a little bit earlier.
Why?
Well, like when I went to Baltray and Shane Lowry won the Irish Open, I was already a friend of his.
Yeah.
Shane was, we'll say, 23.
Yeah.
And he knew Damien McGrane, who was a full-time member of the tour. And he knew 3 or 4 or 5 other players.
You had a good
When,
network.
when I was 23, the only pro I knew was the local club pro. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And what he said was just what he read in Golf Monthly.
So you would have networked better.
No, if I could do it all again, if I'd access to really, really good players, I would have developed faster as a player, and I would have my journey would have speeded up a tiny bit.
You would have started earlier.
I might have started earlier and I might have accelerated a bit faster. Because I was a country boy and my hero was the local club pro, that alone held me back because I was in a small time bubble and it took me a long time to climb out of it because I didn't realise there was another one and another one and another one. So if I was surrounded by better players, I might have, if you talk about regrets, I might have progressed a little bit faster. And my career, like I started playing professional golf full time at 30 years of age. So I'm the granddad out there.
That's well late, isn't it?
Yeah, well late. Yeah.
What's the average, Damien? What's the
I'd
average?
say 23, 24. And I started at 30. So I had a wife, 1 if not 2 kids. I had a mortgage, 2 cars. I had all the normal stuff, the same as we all had.
Before you started?
All normal. Starting. Whereas I'm playing with guys looking to buy their first car.
Oh, what college like?
Whether it was college in America or whatever, or they're coming off an English team or a Scottish team, and they're going to play in events on invites, hoping to win their tour card. If things were slightly different, I was doing it all over again. If I'd access to players, so I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the people I'd access to. If I knew them, I'd talk a different game. I might have more self-confidence. And on my journey, I might have got up and running a bit quicker. That's the only
It'd
thing.
be a case that you just sit in with them people and listen and observe.
Well, if one of those told me, listen, Damien, you're a fine player. You should be out there next week playing with us on the tour. If somebody says to me, I'd say, Jesus, and he knows.
Yeah.
So maybe
Gotcha.
he's right. And that would have picked me up, pushed me up.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't meet any of those players. I didn't meet any of those people because they were all playing on the tour and I was a young lad grafting away down the country, working away, doing my thing. But every year on year, my career improved. So every year I was on this trajectory. All I'm saying is my regret was my trajectory wasn't a bit faster, a bit steeper, where I could have got there a little bit quicker.
Damien, have you ever been approached to work in media?
I've given you all my stuff. I'm finished now.
No, but have you ever been approached like to be an analyst or? I could listen to him all day.
Yes, brilliant, brilliant. The question and answers night when you came to Carlow first was brilliant. I think someone asked you about your best experience on a course and your worst, and I think it was Italian Open. Did you play with Sevi in the Italian Open? And he was on the demise though, wasn't he? He was arguing with the referee a lot.
he was in bad form. Yeah, it was at the very end.
But
of
it
his
was one
career.
you were looking forward to the most.
Yeah. Because remember, deep down, I would have remembered that first day. And, I don't think he'd want to hear it. But if any man wore a heart and a fella says to him, listen, you're the reason I took up the game. In 1984 or 85, I saw you in Portmarnock and such won. And, you finished fourth. He could probably tell me every shot he hit that week because these people are like that. And that would have been but again, like there was Poppa's a million conversations. Most of them were good and not one was bad. But I've lived a different life.
Yeah.
The golf was very good to me. I got to do what I wanted to do. I could have been brilliant in Crow Park and come out of it with not a pot to piss in, right? It's not the type of person I am, but I also wouldn't have liked that because then all of a sudden I would be the fella who then would turn on the GA and say, listen, I'm after coming out of this. I've broken legs, broken fingers. I can't play golf. I've arthritis in my hands. I'd be a fella giving out stink about them. And I am lucky that my life choices brought me into pitch and putt as a child, brought me then down to the golf club. And I made a good living out of golf. And all the people around me thought I was the luckiest fella on the planet.
Did you think you were lucky?
I says to Porrick Harrington one day, we're playing the German Masters. I said, Porrick, I'm pissed off walking up and down these fairways. He said, Damien, it's like this, he says. He says, Damien, he says, this was a simple comment. Everybody outside the ropes wishes they were inside the ropes. Everybody inside the ropes wishes they were outside the ropes. Because they're all having a good time, eating burgers. We're inside the ropes,
Greening your ass
trying to
off.
line up a putt and hoping to God I get it. And they're all outside eating bags of crisps. They're having a great time. And he was dead right. The fact is, we were the lucky ones, but
It didn't seem like it at the time.
faraway
did it?
hills are greener and all this sort of stuff. And it actually, sometimes you have to keep your mouth shut because chances are it's true.
That's the you should write a book for a start anyway, and you should definitely title it "Inside the Ropes." You have a story, right? I don't think we're.
He just
Scratching the
he
surface, are we?
he downplays himself all the
I
time.
think so.
Like you don't understand like what people in Carlow think about you. Like
Listen,
it's
I'm the pro at a great golf course.
Yeah.
Carlow Golf Club, Carlow Golf Course. It's a fantastic place. And I like being the pro there. I'm honoured to be the pro there. I love playing golf in Carlow Golf Club. I've zero interest in doing much else. But I'm very happy here. And I've enough stuff to do.
Yeah.
And if you says to me, why don't you do this or do podcasts or do all this, I'd be saying to myself, jeez, I have to do research and all this stuff. I'd only be looking for the negatives.
Right. Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I'd be better
And
at
then I'd be in
researching
bad humour, Podge, and then I'd be an asshole doing it as well.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean? You know, you have to do what, come down here and chat, and you boys are very kind towards me. You boys are listening to what I have to say and not getting bored. So that gives me great energy to actually reflect on my career and remember the stuff. And remember, I've told you stuff that I haven't spoken about in 10 years or more.
Gotcha.
And then the next time I do an interview, it'll be completely different because we'll go off on a different tangent.
Yeah.
And there'll be different chats, there'll be different memories, different stories. And the conversation might take a different path. That's all I know.
Do you still play a bit?
I play a little bit, yeah. I play a little bit. But remember, when I'm out there, I can hear the roar of the Ferrari. And then I'm looking at the shots going, oh my God.
That must be a fucking mind boggle for you though, because you know where you've been and you know how you can hit it. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, but do you understand?
it's a pretty good. Let me
But
tell
do you
you.
understand?
It
Like
does.
it melts your head, and when I play golf, some people tell me how good I'm playing, and I'm biting my tongue, going, "Now, don't be nasty, don't be rude," because the Ferrari's roaring,
Yeah.
and I'm not playing like a Ferrari, because that was in my past when I was a younger man and played full time. But now I have to be respectful. I have to be courteous. I have to... But I still believe inside I know how to play golf. And then when I do play and put my mind to it, I can play reasonably good. And the people around Carlow and my hometown of Kells and the people in Wexford show me tremendous respect. And they remember all the good things and positive things in my life. And that's very satisfying, Podge and Poppa. Very satisfying.
Come here. I have a few quick fire questions for you.
Wow. After your opening comments,
before he goes on that,
they
Damien,
really
tell
are
us-
fire.
Did you have a run with Jimenez one day, or did he say something to you one day?
Yeah.
No. Someone asked, one of my friends asked me to ask him this.
Yeah.
He said, tell me the one about Jimenez. You're in a bunker or something.
I'm playing
This is brilliant.
the Volvo Masters, and the 15th hole in Valderrama is a long par 3.
Yeah.
A very long par 3. I hit a 5 wood into the bunker on the right hand side of the green, and myself and Miguel are maybe, both of us are top 4 in the tournament with 4 holes to play. So I hit this bunker shot straight up in the sky, straight down into the hole. Never touched anything.
Slam dunk.
Slam dunk. I never heard of slam dunk. Anyway, slam dunk. I went, Jesus Christ. I said, I'm right up the leaderboard now. Miguel comes over and goes, you lucky Irish. I said, fuck you, Miguel.
He was a character though.
Great character.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
And he loves life. He loves the life he has.
Yeah.
He loves socialising. He loves meeting people. And he epitomises somebody who's very, very successful and enjoys it.
Loves no cigar.
Because all the rest of us were sort of terrified to enjoy it in case we were neglecting the ability we have by letting your hair down.
It's a big statement.
And it annoys me no end that I can pick up social media and Shane Lowry's had 4 points in...
What about it? Like, he's a human being, like, Jesus Christ.
And I'm going, he's had 4 points.
Yeah.
Is this before or after he went out for points?
Yeah.
And I'm going, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And shit. And I'm saying, like, he's such a great bloke. He's a great bloke out socialising. No matter where he goes, he's a great bloke. He's a devil for singing, getting up, taking the microphone off the band and singing I Love Me Honda 50. All that song. And he's just a great bloke and great to be around and a tremendous ambassador for Irish golf. And the media keep getting the boot in over something that's not relevant. Like what he does in his week off, surely he's allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Surely.
But they're trying to portray him as a figure that he's not, right? Like even at the Masters, like the questions was about Rory. And to be fair to him, I thought his response was excellent. Where
It was excellent, yeah.
I thought it was a fantastic.
But it was honest. He was trying to win the tournament as well. Like.
It was a super professional response, though. He's like, I'm not here for him.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was excellent response because most other people would have said, right, okay, how do I defuse this question and downplay it? Shane just went, psh, that's my answer. Suck on it. And he's dead right because he's to move on because there'll be another question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great character.
Right, go on. Hit me, Podge.
Favourite club?
Carlow Golf Club?
No, favourite club.
Can I pass on that one?
No.
Right. I love them all.
All right,
Podge.
I'll give you this one, right?
Go on.
Driver, putter or wedge?
The oldest club I have in my bag is currently the putter. So I have to go say putter.
Putter.
Yeah.
Favourite course?
If I was going away with us three, we're going tomorrow to play golf. Links golf, I would like to go and play Portmarnock because I was an apprentice there. I lived upstairs in a flat for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
In the clubhouse upstairs.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. The life of Riley. Best days of my life. And favourite parkland, Carlow, as I said, I keep saying is a wonderful place. Locally, I love Kilkee. I love Bunclody. Locally, my hometown, Headford. 2 fantastic golf courses there. So,
Manny. You like Manny?
I play the game, Podge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I turn up and I play the game. It would be disrespectful of me to say this is a great course and this is not a great course. The golf clubs present the course the best they possibly can for the pros to go out and play.
That's a great answer.
One pro will play brilliant, bring home the trophy. One pro will play shite and goes home, and what does he say? It's only a kip.
Yeah.
It's very unfair.
Yeah.
Because I didn't play well, I then tell you that the golf course is no use.
A lot of lads would go there, though, wouldn't they?
They would, out of frustration.
Yeah.
Or out of... Remember, in sport, you have to find somebody to blame, but don't blame yourself.
Yeah,
So find somebody.
Yeah.
You know, if you can blame the chicken dinner, if you can blame the golf shoes were too tight, or the course had too many trees, just find some, but don't blame yourself.
Favourite major?
I went to the Masters, so did Poppa. I played in 2 British Opens. I went to the US Open with my son and my friend Likeable Larry.
What's your friend's name?
Likeable Larry. Everybody likes him.
Okay. Oh, fair
So,
enough.
so my favourite, because I played in 2 British Opens, I suppose I'd have to say the British Open, the Open
Where did you
Championship.
play them?
I played one in Birkdale, which Harrington won, and I played one in Thornbury, which Stuart Sink won it from Tom Watson.
Was the Harrington one the playoff?
Against Garcia.
Yeah. Was that one or was it the second one?
No,
No,
that
the
was in
second.
Carnoustie.
Oh, okay.
That was Carnoustie, yeah.
Carnoustie was different, yeah.
Tom Watson should have won that, shouldn't he?
Could have, should
Could
have.
have, well.
It would have been one of the greatest things that ever happened in professional golf.
He must have been he was a good age then.
He was.
right?
He was
62 or 3, I'd say.
He might have been. We might have been in very late 50s,
Yeah.
but it was incredible. But anyway, so that's my
Yup.
favourite majors. Yep.
Favorite golfer?
Favourite golfer.
Likeable Larry, I'd say it is.
No, no. My favourite golfer. I'd say maybe Arnold Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
I like him because he stands up and he slays the ball away from his feet. Bang, it's gone. He goes and he finds it and gives it another trash. And he plays with a sort of ruggedness. Do you know what I mean? He's like a sort of a barbarian playing golf. Do you know what I mean? And yet he was brilliant. Whereas everybody now is so perfect. The shoes are perfect. The trousers are perfect.
Training aids, all
The
that
training
crack. Yeah,
aids,
yeah, yeah.
the hair is done right.
Yeah. Just go and hit the fucking thing.
Just the right amount of press ups,
Yeah.
and bench press, just the right amount. You know, whereas those guys played it the old way,
Yeah.
and the equipment wasn't as good. The golf courses weren't as good. They were driving their own cars to the tournaments.
Yeah.
Maybe driving all night and getting out and playing. And the likes of Arnold Palmer, and now that he's passed, like, it would have left a real legacy. When I played in the European Open, Dr. Michael Smurford was driving him round in a buggy, and I met him on the first tee box at the European Open, Arnold and himself.
Go ahead.
And of course, I'm going, wow, it's Arnold Palmer, but I'm going out to play a tournament, the first tee box. So I've no time for any of this. And he shouldn't be up on the tee box anyway.
Right.
You know, if I met him 4.5 hours later, I would have been in
All
the
over.
element. You know, I would have got the selfie or whatever you do back then. But I met him at the wrong time, when it wasn't the right time. He shouldn't have been there. But because Smurford owns the whole show, Smurford was bringing him onto the first tee
Yeah.
box. I was starting a tournament.
Right place, wrong time, right.
Well, unfortunate.
Hey, what's it called? The Golden Bear, was it?
No, that's Nicholas.
That was Nick Loss.
Sorry about that. I apologise.
Mm.
Hobbies and passion outside of golf?
I'll tell you now, I'd love to catch a sea trout. I would love...
I caught one in Alaska 3 weeks ago.
I would love to catch a tench. I told my friends, but they still haven't brought me out. And there's little things like that I'd like to do. When I used to play away on tour, I used to come home to my hometown at Kells, and I used to get up in the morning because I'd be jet lagged, and I'd go down to the river fishing, and I'd be pike fishing there with maybe mackerel, maybe an odd morning, and I'd sit. See, I'm an honorary member in Headford, so I could drive my car across the course,
Okay.
park on the 18 tee box, sit in the car and fish in the river at the same time. So they were the good old days. And so that's, and now myself, Mary and I, we've a little dog, so it's our first pet, and now the two of us are infatuated with the dog. So that's the biggest news I have in my personal life in recent times.
I would never have put you down as a fisherman.
When I was a child, I fished. All my uncles were fishermen. And then as soon as I got money, I bought every bit of fishing tackle that was ever made, because I could. Because when I was a young lad, they were cutting the tops off the rods and super gluing the eyes onto the rod and giving it to me. That'll do you.
No way.
And then as soon as I could go into the fishing shop and buy the whole lot myself.
You're keeping it and everything.
And I've sheds full of everything. And now I struggle to get time to go fishing. But funny enough, with me, if I go to the river and watch somebody else fishing, that's me fix also.
Fuck.
I don't need to fish
You'd
myself.
watch it, would you? Yeah.
If I could see a fella doing it properly, watch him, listen to him, I wouldn't need to cast a rod. If I went to Carlow Golf Club, if I could sit and watch somebody hitting golf balls, that'd do me perfect. Playing the game annoys the shit out of me.
Jeez, I would have said it would have been the opposite. It would have annoyed you to watch someone hit the ball and you're thinking, come here for a second, I'll fix you.
I know I'm talking about somebody who can do it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? If you have somebody
That rules me out.
yeah, but if you have somebody bad, then they need a lesson.
Yeah.
Then you're straight back to work.
Yeah.
But if you actually could see somebody, like you talk about some of the great players that played Carlow over the years, you see some people who actually can do it properly, and just to watch. But when I do it myself, I've this expectation, and generally these days, because I'm 10 years away from full-time golf, generally my expectations have run short.
Last question. How good is Poppa?
Poppa's a good player, even though he's a dodgy grip.
No, cack-handed.
Cack-handed. Yeah. The best, when I was a young lad, the best player I've ever met when I was a young lad was a fella called Harry McQuillan. He won the Kenyan Open as an amateur, and he was +3 handicap in the 70s. When a scratch golfer, there might have been 6 of them in the whole of Ireland, this fella was +3 with cack-handed.
Was he?
And he won the Kenyan Open as an amateur, which is unheard of in professional golf. So he was one of the guys. So I can't ever criticise anybody cack-handed, because the best player I ever met as an amateur player was cack-handed. Ever.
Fuck.
Poppa, do you have for this gentleman?
Look, I had the pleasure of playing with him a couple of times. It's phenomenal to see him golfing, even though he's not really into it anymore. He's the best golfer I ever played with, without a shadow of a doubt.
It's a bit rude of me sitting here.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. You asked me my opinion. We actually played, we great cracked the time, Damien. We played the Barrow Cup, which was 10 from Carlow against 10 from Laois, and 2 pros on either side. And Damien and Jimmy Bulger played for Carlow. And
Brilliant.
Mico and Eddie played for... But it's all about... It's a tenner ahead, and they're all members.
Who won that?
That's what Greg had never beat us.
Wow.
Yeah, but Damien shot, I think it was 8 under for 13 holes or 9 under for 13 holes, but it wasn't. We came in the side afterwards, and the crack in the bar was great crack. There was a Dale Bulger on the music, and it's a sing-song, and...
Is that a yearly thing, is it?
We used to do it every year, but like every second or third year now. It's great. It's probably in the winter time where it's only 13 holes or 9 holes even, which is a great crack. But he's a look. I'm member in Carlow's 2009, and when he came, I was delighted. And he's a phenomenal golfer, and as you can see, he's just an honest man who's making a living there now, and he's a great asset to Carlow Golf Club, and he's a superhuman being.
Well, I can second that. I genuinely listen to you all day, and it takes off me to say that, because of the fucking attention of a goldfish. So I take that as an honour. Thanks so much for coming on. We'd really appreciate your time. And
Brilliant, Damien. Thanks, yeah.
You're clearly well liked, so keep doing what you're doing, and your story is fantastic. I'm telling you, go on to them own publishers, get that book done, because there's money in that. Lads, this episode is sponsored by Carlow Estimate, main contractors and subcontractors, your go-to for construction, estimating and tendering. Visit carlsestimating.ie to learn more. And more importantly, Poppa, as I said, it's a Carlow company that's working all over Ireland, UK and Europe. Lads, we haven't touched on soccer in about 6 weeks. So there's people screaming at us listening to this. But look, Variety's the spice of life. And we'll come back to soccer soon. Don't worry about that. As always, lads, it's not my podcast.
Not my podcast.
It's Carlow Soccer's podcast, a short podcast. Good luck and God bless.
Brilliant.
Well done, lads. You're very good. Clearly, it's a good combination.
That's full time on this week's episode of the Housey Podcast, available on all podcasting platforms. Find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter/X. Proudly sponsored by Ampifi. Got a story to tell? A voice that needs to be heard? Get in touch with us here in Ampifi, Carlow Town's professional home for podcasters of all kinds. We can be found on Instagram at Ampifi Podcast Studio. Ampifi, power up your podcast.